Boss, have you lost your mind?
Maybe you're not the big boss we hoped for after all.